If you've got a culture that does nothing but promote wokeism, and there is no counter narrative, then you're going to have a woke culture. If you've ever sat here and looked around and said, why are things going to hell? And why are they going to hell so fast? And why don't we fight back? Why aren't we fighting back? The answer, whether you like it or not, has got nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with the culture. It has everything to do with the story. Where's the mythology? Where is the mythology? Where's the belief system? Where are the heroes? Where are the stories? Where's the pitch? Where's the pitch? If you're pitching freedom, if you're pitching independence, if you're pitching self-reliance, if you're pitching capitalism, if you're pitching all of it, where is the pitch in the pop culture? It doesn't exist. If we think that we can have a belief system that survives this current generation dying out, then we're going to have to do some things pretty differently. If you tell people that everything that you believe in is 250 years in the past, and up against that, you've got an ongoing perpetual drumbeat of, no, the future consists of seeing how woke we can become, then you lose the fight because you don't show up. And I am no longer willing to do that. The one thing that I believe in the bottom of my heart is that the story that we believe in is the story that people want to believe in. That the story of all of these things, freedom, individuality, courage, honor, loyalty, responsibility, shared sacrifice, independence, all of it. These are things that people want to believe in. And we have to harness the power of wanting and put a message out there that makes it very clear what it is that we believe in. And that is more important than anything else on the board, no matter what you may think about it. Because people don't vote based on what they think. They vote based on what they feel. And if we can do that, we can change the world. Today I'd like to spend a little time talking about the State of the Union and preempting some of the remarks that will be made by Joe Biden, presumably at some point in the near future. French intellectuals are complaining that America has become so intellectualized and overly theorized that it provides an existential threat to the great French Republic. To which I say, we have not yet begun to fight. You have no idea how much more woke cancel culture we are amassing right now in America's stockpiles. Our second item on the State of the Union today, of course, deals with the pervasive, endless, and growing threat of white supremacy here in America today in 2021. Just this past Sunday, the Super Bowl was played. It was watched by certainly by thousands of Americans tuned in to watch as a white man, Tom Brady, beat, whipped, and humiliated a half-black man, Patrick Mahomes, in the Super Bowl game in front of the entire country. And he did it during Black History Month. And while, of course, white supremacy continues to be the dominating issue of our times here in America in 2021, there is at least signs of justice out there, some hope for justice, at least in the future. Because a terrible, horrific case of corporate greed may in fact be punished in the courts where it belongs. I'm speaking, of course, about the horrific case of a genuine American victim, Tessica Brown. Tessica discovered to her horror, as I did just moments ago, that Gorilla Glue is not a suitable hair product. And just because the company says do not use on skin or things like that, or scalp, doesn't say do not use on hair. And so I'm relieved to report that Tessica is considering suing Gorilla Glue and undoubtedly will win a case and a significant cash settlement in order to do some small part to reverse the horrible injustice that's been done to her by these corporate criminals and their soulless capitalism that puts profit over people. I think that at a Dallas Mavericks game, at the moment when the announcer begins to call the names of the starting roster for the Mavericks, I think the entire crowd filled with Mavericks fans, and I suspect a large number of the opposing team audience as well, I propose that they stand up and sing the national anthem a cappella. I believe that the second that guy says the equivalent of, ladies and gentlemen, you're Dallas Mavericks, at that moment, everybody in the stadium simply stands and starts singing the national anthem. Just sing it. You don't need permission to sing it, and you don't need a band to sing it. And you certainly don't need some movie star to put 60 notes into every single syllable in the national anthem. Just stand up and sing it. And the starting point should be when they announce the starting roster for the Dallas Mavericks. The second that happens, Mavericks fans and people from the other teams, as I say, should just rise. Please rise and sing the national anthem, and you can tell Mark Cuban what he can do with his politics, with his cynicism, with his lack of gratitude, his lack of perspective, his lack of any understanding about anything. If every single fan in the stadium were to stand and sing the national anthem, that would be the most perfect answer to Mark Cuban and his disgusting, disgraceful disavowal of every single part of the society that made his success possible. All it takes to stick it to Mark Cuban is one fan in that audience, in that stadium, one fan, to stand up and sing the national anthem just as they announced the Dallas Mavericks, and I would be willing to bet you my life the rest of the stadium would join in, and you do that every single game. If he decides then he wants to add music accompaniment to your singing of the national anthem, great. But this isn't a boycott. This is much better than that, because a boycott is a passive, oh, we're not going to go. I don't know how effective those things are. They don't seem to care anyway. The NFL has been losing audience faster than it can run a 100-yard dash. But this would be better than a boycott. This wouldn't be just a kind of a passive, well, we're not going. This would be in-your-face refutation of everything that stands for, everything that's going on in this country, everything that we're being told is the new normal. And I think it is a simple thing to do, and it's enough to make me want to buy tickets to whenever they happen to show up in Los Angeles, because I would be more than delighted to go down and lead the singing of that national anthem. I guarantee you that would do it. That would be the smartest slap in the face that could be delivered to him in the world today.